Make sure you're live on YouTube. And it seems like we're live on YouTube, so make sure you're live. Oh man. Good afternoon, good evening, good day, good morning. It all depends on where you're located. Back here with another one. USFL presents the Owner's Box on the Madden CFM, league. It's the only live talk show that I know of here on the PS4. Got my co-host, my good friend of mine. He didn't get a chance to make the last one. We had to do it right with him this one. Ty-riffic, and then we got Jersey Boy Don as a special guest. So let's first and foremost start with you, Ty. What's going on, man?
Well, the first thing is I'm gonna call Jersey Boy Don out. Okay. I know you said you were rough, you was afraid of being on the show, brother. Show yourself. This is the first time I'm on this show without a cut, man. Show yourself, man. Stop hiding.
Come on, John. Like that right now, man.
Hey, Don, look, bruh. Us light-skinned brothers gotta stick together, man. Show yourself, brother.
Right, we out here right into the mix, huh? right into the mix. Okay.
But in terms of, I appreciate the forum. I'm glad to get Jersey Boy Don on. I'm glad he asked for the show, and it gave me the inspiration, like I told you, to say, hey, you asking for the show. You never been on it. He's having a fantastic season. He was undefeated until the game with Boone, which we'll talk about. But I think his play has warranted enough for him to have a segment on the show. In terms of myself, Gates, you and a few other people know him. Struggling with some things behind the scenes, man, but I'm trying to persevere. So just glad to be here, man, and that's about that, man. I'm more excited to have Jersey Boy Don on the show than anything. But I want that man to show himself, though.
Oh yeah, we already saying you hiding in the chat, man. Let me go ahead and put it up, man.
Oh, y'all saying I'm hiding? Yo, look, I look like a caveman right now. I got cut right now. It's bad for me right now.
If you ever binge watch, man, me and Ty been on this show a couple times. No cuts. Ty had to pull my hair out. Listen, man, sometimes you just out here on the grind, man.
Hey, here's the way I look at it, Don. I know we all want to look our best, but it's a bunch of men watching this shit. If a bunch of men want to call in the critique and comment on my appearance, then have at it, because that's some gay shit to me.
So you're right.
We got a bigger problem than Madden at that point.
Yeah.
We got a whole other issue.
You're right.
Okay. So I guess, man, let's start. Give us your background so far of, your Madden, how many times, how long you've been playing Madden, your online league experience and things of that nature. Give us your Madden background.
I've been playing Madden really all my life, for real. Like, growing up, my brothers and stuff always used to play. I hop on, try to get a game. And of course, they would trash me. I didn't know what I was doing. They just trashed me and stuff. And then around Madden 15 will probably be when I really started playing Madden. And I wasn't really into competitive play. I was still learning the basics and play now and stuff like that. But around 16, I didn't get into competitive until 18. And I had my first league I joined was either UG or this one. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, UG.
Yeah, it was UG.
Yeah, UG.
Yeah, I had joined UG. That was really, I had the Dolphins. It was really my first competitive league, and I was doing all right. But PS4 broke and stuff. A lot of things went on. I couldn't really play like that. What was it? 19? I didn't play 19 because I didn't like 19. And then 20, last year I came back and started doing the leagues and stuff. And it's up and down for me. Cause everybody know I'm gonna do good in the regular season, but once I'm able to really figure guys out and stuff, I feel like I'm gonna fly through the playoffs. Like I just need to. I need to switch it up in the playoffs, and I'll be all right.
I got so many questions for you, young brother. First of all, I'm gonna give you your props because you talk a lot of smack, but you back it up, and you've been a solid player off the rip. Like if I had to characterize your game style, I would definitely say offensively you are very creative, but you play very smart. It's hard to stop your offense. What would you say has been your issue going into the playoffs? Is it mental? Is it
It's
needing
mental.
to diversify your scheme? Is it defense?
It's mental 100%. Like say I run in. I don't know. I get into the talk. Say, all right, I'm flying through this season. I'm putting up passing yards. I'm all right running the ball. My defense is great. And then I get to the playoffs and I face Gates. Gates, for example. Just for the fact that it is Gates and I know Gates is good and I start, okay, I'll play Gates. Do I gotta switch it up? Like, what do I gotta do? Because Gates knows me. So he know I got a good offense. So once you get me out my comfort zone, is I don't know how to go around. Like I don't know how to play. Like once you get me out my comfort zone, it's like I'm broken.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I'm not showing it now, obviously, by my gameplay, but I went through that same phase you in. And then I just said, look, if I'm going to lose, and I've lost my fair share of playoff games to Gates, I've lost Super Bowls to Gates, but I also had the mindset of if I'm going to lose, bro, lose doing what you do best. At least that way you feel like you left it all on the table. But the regret that I always had for playing one way all season, but then trying to outthink myself, brother, the only piece of advice I would tell you is, man, do what you do. That's why you got where you got. Like if you lose, you lose. But don't try to do something different and then be second guessing yourself all off season.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like overthinking it is a lot. You know what I'm saying? But so keep in mind too. I mean, it comes like that. Like say for example, myself and Ty, right? We play twice a season, right? And then let's say he makes it to the playoffs, I make it to the playoffs. Now we're talking about playing ourselves a third time in the season. So it's like when you come across a guy like that, it's like, man, what do I have to show this guy? Something that he's never seen before. But sometimes you don't really have to do that. It's really like Ty said, just do what you've been doing. If he can stop it, he can stop it. If not, then you just keep doing what you do. Like keep doing what you do until you force me to stop it. And then that's when you kind of go into your bag of tricks or whatever like that. So
on some real shit too, Don, on some real shit, the vets won't say it. They nervous too. They just been there before, so they're able to deal with it better. Mm-hmm. But you play you, for example, and you like, yo, man, this dude throws for like 500 yards a game. This dude is killing it with I remember that last year when you had the Vikings where like it was just an aerial show. Kirk Cousins was throwing like 8 touchdowns a game and Diggs was on one side, and I think you had Thielen or somebody else on the other side. Like, don't get it twisted. I don't care who it is. The vets won't say it. That shit's in their head too. Like, yo, how am I keep these dudes in front of me? So the pressure works both ways. So if you just play your game, you never know. That pressure might burst their pipe. You never know. They ain't going to tell you that.
You know what's funny? I think like the pressure more on the vets, man, because it's like guys like him, guys like Skills, guys like, you know, all them other guys, they're trying so hard to dethrone us, right? It's like, because once they do it, you know, they're going to go right to the chat and they're going to just let us have it in the chat. So we got a huge amount of pressure on us to perform, to stay consistent, and not hear that shit in the chat. You young dudes, right? We've been hearing it all season.
Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like here's a perfect example, Don. Right, bringing this to current. You and Boone locked up in that first game. I didn't see the game, but I seen you won. You was pretty confident. You came in the chat. You let it be known. Then y'all played yesterday. He got over. It looked pretty convincing. He didn't say nothing. He just kept it moving. But I will say this about you. Real talk. I know you one of the young guns, but I personally, and I've said this to a bunch of people, I seen a difference in you this year to last year. I feel like you're more comfortable now. I feel like you talk a little bit, but it's not like last year. I feel like you mellowing out, like you maturing. And I feel like once you get into that sweet spot to where you feel like the playoffs is just another game, you're gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
I do feel more comfortable this year. I even had this conversation with my brother. Like, I just like the way this Madden feel. Like, it felt like I feel unstoppable on offense. To be honest, like I don't, I don't, I don't know how to explain it. Like, first users. Like, the first thing is users. Users this year is not as like, you know how last year you'll click on a user and they'll catch up and like pick the ball off, or they catch up and able to tackle him so he can't catch the ball. This year, if I see my receiver burnt somebody, I'm not afraid to throw the ball this year like how I would be hesitant to throw it last year, because you
Absolutely.
can't just click on users and catch up or nothing like that. So if I see somebody open, I'm not hesitant to throw it no more. I'm hitting it. And then as far as my run game is even impressing me, like Gurley has been performing, like hands down. I think he top 3 in the league right now. He's really been performing for real, for real. But if I can keep it there, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So I got a bunch of questions that I couldn't wait to ask you. And one of them, I'm gonna jump into it early. So I know it's a family affair with you, Mo, and cousin Tig.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you a few questions. If you play Mo 10 times, how many times is Don winning and how many times is Mo winning if y'all play each other 10 times straight?
The thing about my brother, I know what he like. I don't know. I can I could blow somebody up that's way better than my brother. And then I play my brother, and it's the closest game ever. Like I can't even. I honestly, 10 games, I can't even say. Like, it might end up 5-5. Like, it's just, I don't know if it's a thing for him. Like, I know the defense he's running. Cover 3. He's running cover 3. I know he's
Hell
gonna
yeah,
run
out of
the
that
ball.
4-4.
All game.
Tensioning them D line, he's spreading them linebackers, and they stick to your ass like glue.
Yo, and I know
I
he's
hate
gonna
that
run the
shit.
ball all game. But for
Yeah.
some reason, every time I play him, it's like, yeah, I'm good at he good in my eyes, cause I know my brother can play for real. But like 10 games, I'm going. If we play 10 games, I gotta put myself up 6-4.
So you know what the next question is? You and Tech. Same scenario.
Tick, all right, me and Tick, I haven't. Last year he was in my division at UG, and it's like I still don't think I got the full effect of Tick yet, because like I know he's busy a lot, and I like
Yeah.
I don't, like, it's close games with me and him too, but in a 10 game series, I'm gonna have to put myself up 7-3.
And I'm about to tell Don Joe to stop hating. Boy, I love that there's a lot of people watching. There's a lot of comments, man. So then last question, and I'm going to turn it over to Gates. You built up a really good rivalry with Skills going back to UG last year and that Super Bowl that some might say ended in controversy. You've also built up a really good rivalry I see of late with Boone. So if I'm asking Jersey Boy 9, who would you say your biggest rival is? The dude that, like, irregardless of what happens, when you see that dude the schedule, you circle in that day and that calendar, and you feel like, man, I don't care. As long as I beat this dude, I'm good. Who would you say that one dude is for you? Because I've seen you in a few different dust-ups with a few different people. So who's that dude for Jersey Boy 9? Or is it a dude I'm not mentioning?
To be honest, all right. To be honest, all right. Boom. We're gonna start with Boom. Boom. And no disrespect, no disrespect. I'm not like no disrespect or nothing. Boone, to be honest, Boone, I look at Boone as another game for real. But why I talk so much trash on Boone is because I see him in this list. I see he one of the big dogs in the league, and he won Super Bowls. and stuff like that. But it's like I'm pretty sure after this Madden, like I'm gonna extinguish Boone out of that conversation. Like I'm gonna make sure he not in that conversation no more, because even last time we played, like it was a good game, but it's just some stuff I can't control. Like I can't control fumbling and stuff like that. Just is what it is. But to me, he's beatable as heck. Now skills, I still gotta beat skills. Every time I play skills, he beating me. It's like it's skills. He my biggest rival right now. I need to beat skills eventually.
One comment I'll say about Boone, I will say this about Boone. I go way back with Boone. And now I'll tell you something that I haven't even told Boone. I used to think when I first started playing Boone, I kind of thought somewhat the same thing you did. Boone just would always win, but he was never flashy. And he always played solid though. And I'm like, damn, Boone used to beat the brakes off. Well, it wasn't blowouts, but I just couldn't get past Boone in the very beginning. This is years ago. And I didn't know why, because I didn't see what he was doing that was so fantastic. But what I've come to learn and respect about Boone reminds me of your brother, Mo. And I always feel Mo doesn't get respect because Mo's not flashy. But Mo is very consistent and Mo is very solid. And I feel that way about Boone. Boone is really not going to beat himself. And Boone's a lot smarter than you think. And he's just very clever. And you can't never blow that dude out. And you can't never put distance. And if Boone's in the game, I don't care who it's against, that dude always has a chance to win. So the one thing I would say is don't let the fact that maybe he doesn't have the gaudy stats fool you. That's as solid as dude as I've ever met in Madden in like 9, 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
Solid dude.
He like once he is solid. Like he know how to control the clock. That's what got me last game. He controlled the clock on me. Like, you know, when I get the ball, I'm airing it out, or I don't take much time off the clock. So when he get the ball and he just running it, then he get a turnover, and then he run it, another turnover, then run it. It's the clock got killed, and there was nothing I could do. Like he got the win though. I give him, he got the win, and he gonna make the wild card for sure. But hopefully I'll see him again.
Okay. I mean, you all gonna play twice a year every season, depending on how many seasons y'all play. So this is just two of at least, 8 more times. You know what I'm saying, that y'all see each other.
Yeah.
I guess we'll start with the Ty comment said, about that controversial Super Bowl. Because I know last year there was a lot of comments saying that you wouldn't have made it had I not given you the sim. That was always a thing. And then like when you got there, he's like, I'd have made it anyway. And you ended up losing it. Hence why skills always picks with you based on that. So, I mean, I don't say that to discredit any of your game at all. The tactic that Boone uses, Jersey Boy, there's been guys like you around, right? Like we've seen this high-powered type of offense before. A good friend of mine, Mayor Wap, had this same type of offense a couple of years ago, where Wap was putting up 500-600 yards, a bunch of points every game. So it was like, how do you stop guys like that? You just slow the clock down. You know what I'm saying? Like you can only score when you get the ball. Hence, if we make this ugly 7-3 game, you're deflated because you're like, you're on like a adrenaline high. Like, you get the ball, score 2-3 plays. A guy like want to score, I'll take him 20 plays, but he don't care. He's gonna score in 20. You get the ball, if you punt, he's gonna do it again. So it just deflates you. So, I say all that to say, like, it's mental. Like guys like that, you're not playing them just play by play. You're also playing the mental game, the chess game that me and Ty always talk about all the time. So you'll learn that. You'll learn that as you go. Right now you're up 7-1. You're having a great year.
Yeah.
But it's a marathon, right? It's a marathon. You know what I'm saying? It's a marathon. And I only say that to say, like, even if you rock out and win year 1 Super Bowl, you know what they're gonna say? It was year 1. They're gonna say it was year 1. Everybody good year 1. You know what I'm saying? No matter what your success is, they'll say, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is year one. Let's see what you do year two." You know, so just prepping you for that mental thing that comes with the game. Because as you become more noticeable, and you know, you're gonna ask skills, man. Is different. You're getting in that to be in that conversation. You're always being in the playoffs, so your games are gonna go from 2 viewers to 12 viewers, and then we'll see what happens when Jersey Boy Don, you know, faces that type of viewership. Plus, he's playing a guy like Candy, myself, Boone, a Ty, you know, a C-Dub, a Fear Tonight, you know, this year. So, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I named this episode Any Given Sunday, man, just because I know you and Boone had that back and forth. That was a good rivalry. Let's talk about game 2. Like, you won game 1. It sounded like you won it convincingly. What happened here in game 2?
Yeah. Game 2, it started off Gurley broke. Boom, 40 yards off the rip. Broke again, 30 yards. Next thing you know, red zone. I get hit, fumble the ball. It all started from there. Like, it all started from there. He came down, scored, got the ball back. I drove, scored. He got the ball, field goal. I got the ball, field goal. Like, that was first half. Like, we was neck and neck. Halftime came. I think he got the ball, scored. I got the ball on kickoff, fumbled. He scored. He got it on like his 20. It's like he got me. Like, I hate saying stuff and then people think I'm using excuses, but it's like I fumbled the ball too many times. Like, I can't control fumbles. Like, if it happened, it happened. He get the ball, it's 50-50 when it fly out. Like, and I fumbled too many times on his side of the field, and he just took advantage.
Okay. Ty, can you control fumbles, in your opinion?
No, you can't, but I think there's 2 types of fumbles. There's the erratic fumbles that you just absolutely have no control over, and then there's the hit sticks. And if it's a user hit stick, like I used to always say this last year about skills in Dub, and I used to hate it. And hell, the game I played today against Bucks, he'd stick me a few times. One time the ball came out, I was lucky. I've never recovered my own fumble off a hit stick, but I did. But in that case, there's a little more control because knowing that you need to either play conservative or brace for hits or cover up the ball. So in that regard, it depends what type of fumble we talking. If it's just he was just running and his guy got wrapped up and he fumbled, he's 100% right. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that but curse your luck, because I've seen dudes with 99 carry fumble, and it sucks. Because like you said, you did everything you're supposed to do. You can't control that. But if it's a hit stick, especially if you know it's a known hitter, then that's on you to.
That's what killed me. That's what killed me, because I'm like, ain't nobody on the Panthers just knocking dudes' heads off like that. So I'm carrying the ball bravely. Like, I'm not expecting nobody to just come and hit stick me.
And that's your mistake. And that's your mistake, because their linebackers can hit. Luke Kuechly can hit. All their linebackers can hit. You know, and then it depends. Like, if Boone's running around hit sticking, you know, he's playing for the fumble. Like, not playing for it, but it's like, oh, he's hit sticking. So you had a 50-50 chance. I mean, you gotta turn that thing on conservative, or you gotta put guys on the field who have always covered the ball. Like, I'll be interested to see who actually fumbled and what his hit traits are. Like, is it medium versus medium hit versus all hit?
It was a kick return. I got hit stick, fumbled. Matt Ryan fumbled on his sack, and then Gurley fumbled in the red zone.
Oh, well, Matt Ryan, quarterback sack fumble's going to happen. Gurley's known to drop a ball or two. And kick returns 50-50. So, yeah, it's understandable.
Hey, man, on them kick returns, man.
Yeah, it's understandable. Those are the 50-50. Yeah.
I'm playing like people I know, like perfect example. There are people right now, Skills, I know he's watching. He's one of them. Cletus there's certain people, if I play them, either A, I'm not taking the ball out the end zone, I'm straight down in that shit, or B, I'm looking to dive. Like, I already know what
I'm not taking them out.
They just get through and hit stick you, and it's always a fumble. And it's like, damn, like, but I get it, because they get you in one-on-one situations and they score you up and smack the shit out of you. And it's like, hey man, like think about who your kick return is. It's some dude that's 5'11" and 6'1", $180, $190.
Right.
Then the dude coming downfield has a full head of steam. Like that's just not a good equation. Like I'm just not. Yeah, I got to a point now where it's like I'm not taking the ball out.
Yeah, he's probably some receiver that's on like 5th on your roster, some cornerback that's like 3rd on your roster. Somebody who ain't even supposed to probably be back. He's just really fast, trying to run kickoffs back.
Yeah. Well, they have a certain knack too for weaving through all of the traffic downfield when they come down for that kick return. I don't care how you follow your blocks, have them set up. They always get through that shit and smack the shit out of you, and that's the demoralizer. Because think about it, when you get the ball or the kickoff return, it's because your opponent scored. So your mindset now is, okay, I gotta match him, and you get smacked, and they get the ball right back. That's a 14-point swing sometimes.
Yeah, that's like I offensively, my stats look like I would be dominating the game, but
a turnover.
The score didn't. Yeah, them turnovers. Yeah, but yeah, he won. It's just I hate to go down like that. Like I'm 7-0, about to be 8-0, and then the game that I really want to win, it just. Hey.
So that's my next question, because I always ask this to the undefeateds. Now I'll ask you, Don, is it better to take that early in the season, regroup, get that pressure off of you, refocus on what you're doing and move on? Or is it, nah, fuck that, man. I needed to go run the table. How do you feel about that?
Well, the undefeated thing, like I checked all the people that's undefeated. I seen who they played, and I'm gonna be honest. It seems like the other people that was undefeated, their schedule was more heavier than mine. Like skills probably done beat, I think, like 4 top dogs in the league, and they was all close games. Like, but he beat them all, and I look at my schedule, I'm like, dang. So like, I'm undefeated, but I haven't really I haven't been undefeated like a skills undefeated or a Saints undefeated. So like a loss, I mean, of course I wanted to stay undefeated, but I'm not really tripping off of one loss right now, because I don't think I was really like rightfully undefeated in the first place until I played like somebody like, I don't know, like it's some people that I think should have beat me so far in my undefeated streak too. Like C-Dub is one of them. Like that dude, like I said, when Skills brought up the modded controller, I said, yo, that kind of makes sense, because this dude, if it wasn't for Julio Jones, he'd have wiped me out. Like that dude. But
yo, Dub,
I'm not tripping.
What I gotta do for a controller, Dub? I need that shit right now.
What I gotta do for a controller, man? But yeah, I'm not really.
I just need one mic. I just need one controller. One model controller, Dub. One.
Hey Ty, I ain't saying he out here cheating, but he out here cheating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't saying you cheating, but you
out here cheating. You know what I'm saying?
And Dub, I had to play Dub twice a season last year in UG, and it wasn't like how he balled against me earlier. I was like, yo, what is going on? Like, I don't know what's going on, but he did his thing. But I held on and came out with it. But I'm not really tripping off of one loss.
Nah, it's a lot of football left, man. A lot of football left.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Breaking down Madden 21, we only 8 games into a brand new game. What would you say you've noticed is different from this game to last year's version so far with the games you've played? What would you say are the major differences you've noticed, good or bad?
Like my gameplay or just the game in general?
The game in general.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like a lot more people is going to be like more comfortable yesterday. I feel like you're going to see a lot of new faces in the Super Bowl and throughout the playoffs this year, because it's like I said, like I just used C-Dub for example. He looked like he feel comfortable right now. Like he doing his thing. And I even predicted C-Dub to win his division. Like he doing his thing. Like it's like I feel like this Madden I'm not going to necessarily say like equal opportunity. Like yeah. Well, I use equal opportunity because I played with multiple teams throughout this Madden so far, and like I'm offense heavy, but like I played with the Jags, like, and I was able to blow people out with that offense. The Dolphins, like, I just feel like you're gonna see a lot more faces throughout the playoffs because it's more like you just gotta build your team right, and you're gonna be there.
See, now that leads me to my next question. Now, the reason why Gates said what he said earlier, and I've always said this about the first season, kind of just being a trial and error, is because I feel like a lot of people are trying to get a feel for the game. Most people do is they take what they was doing in the previous year's game and they try to translate that over into the new game. And then you got a bunch of early patches. So then you realize the shit you were doing last year may not work exactly the same. And then secondarily, I felt that last year, and I really feel it this year, that in that season one, talent matters because you're playing basically a stock roster and you haven't had the opportunity to draft yet. You haven't had the opportunity to make trades. So I feel like the teams that are really good are really good. Like if you look at Candy, he doesn't have the best record. The Packers are high as under 500. I'm way under 500. Gates just got over 500. Boone's hovering around 500. Cletus is just getting over 500. So I feel like what you see early on is those teams that are playing with them stock rosters, it's a lot of uphill sledding when you have a pretty good team. So you have a pretty good team off the rip, and you're a good player. So that just makes it double tough. It's like I was telling somebody about my struggles, and I said, I haven't been able to put time into the game because of what I have going on outside the game. But in addition to that, my team is not good enough. 7 people being on the injured reserve every effing week. Like even with all them players, I'm barely above water. I can't afford to have Saquon's first game be like tonight. Like I just can't. So I think when you start getting into season 2 and 3 and 4, and people have had a chance to get to a few free agencies, make some trades, make some drafts, they've got their schemes down. Now I feel like it becomes more about the user themselves and their scheme as opposed to the roster and the talent they acquired out the gate. Would you agree?
You're right.
I would.
Cause you're right. Cause if I had the Giants,
man, brothers,
that team.
Don't get me wrong. On top of having that bad team, I'm just not very good right now because I just can't put the time in. But that being said, it would still be an uphill battle. I mean, Candy's doing it, Gates is doing it, Cletus. Other people are winning with bad rosters too, but it's just like a double whammy. Yeah. But that being said, I don't want to take away anything from what you're doing because there's a few people. Dub's one of them. You're another one. Fear the night. I've been really impressed with seeing certain people come out the gate, and I feel like they picked up from where they left off in 20. Like they're crisp, they're executing well, they're not shooting themselves in the foot, and they're just playing really sound ball. I like something you said, Don, because I agree with it. Each year in Madden, I feel they've done more and more to neuter the user aspect and make it more of an equal footing type of game. And I feel like this year with neutralizing linebacker user, like you said earlier about throwing it, it's even more so now to where it's just about Candy said this last owner's box. If you understand coverages, you know where to attack them. You know where the user is, and you know how they're playing coverages, if they're playing flats or shading underneath the over top. Like somebody like you, I think is going to be awesome because if you're cerebral and you can manipulate that, I really feel like people are going to be hard pressed to stop it, because now taking out that user equation, it's literally like Gates said earlier, it's straight chess. Okay, he's in cover 3. That means if I come on an empty, both teams are open on both sides. Whatever side his user is on, A, he might not be able to get to it, and B, the other side is definitely open if I got the speed in the matchup. So you have to be really cerebral, I feel, this year.
And then, and what adds to it is Paya isn't 100% wrong. It's just I don't like how he cry about it after every game, which is why I always say don't start after you start crying about something.
That's what he did. That's what he did.
But Paya, I've had way too much time in the pocket sometimes where I'm able to get like a 40-yard play out of it. So that doesn't help neither. Like when you got, especially with Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, you got Hurst and Gurley coming out the back. Somebody's bound to get open if you in the pocket too long. And pressure really this year, like he not lying. I just don't like how he cried about it too much, but he's really not lying. Like pressure this year is I don't know what's up with it. Like my run pressure this year, like it's good on that, but pass pressure is terrible. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it feels like if you're not, you know how we always talk about like user and alignment, don't use the alignment, don't use the alignment. I feel like this year is like you want to sack, use the alignment. Like you got to use the moves. You know, you got to take your star player, use them moves, and get past the computer and make the sack yourself. Because it's hard it's hard to get sacks unless you have an X factor, a superstar guy on the edge. He's kind of doing his thing already.
Hey man, say what you want to say about Mo. Now Mo lost a few games recently, but when he had jumped out the gate hot, it was because he was straight up playing on Fletcher Cox, and Fletcher Cox was abusing people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, this year it's like, oh, use him. Yeah, it's like, go ahead.
Him with Fletcher Cox. Yo, I played this man when the game first came out, and I had the Patriots. You know, the Patriots on the game got one of the best offensive lines in the game. I've never seen people get ragdolled and just bullied from the start of the play. He just trashing you coming through that. I'm like, yo, I had no time. He's just killing me.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well go right into that to the tip of the show, right? If you use the alignment, right? You see that thing that says like rush move, power moves. It tells you kind of like what his best move is. And if you go into that training thing, you can use the right analog stick a certain way. You can hit like this signature move that they all like these X Factor guys got. Man, they just get right. You just blow right by.
The linemen this year. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but linemen this year have points. So like, both of y'all ever use your alignment
on defense?
Like, like have y'all ever used your alignment?
I've seen it. Is when I get stuck on it, when I'm trying to cycle through my players to get to my user, and I get quick snap, and I'm stuck on the dude. Then I try to press the button.
Those little blue bar points or whatever those things are.
Yeah, they have points this year. So like, they got four moves you can do with them. And like, for example, my Grady Jarrett, he's on my D line, and he has an ability where once he has like 2 or 3 bars, like something, he can instantly block shit. And like, as soon as the ball snaps, if you like user him and then just hit the button, he really instantly blocks it and gets the sack, which I don't think is fair. But it's like, if you know what you're doing on that D line, you going.
Yeah, you can dominate.
You can do some damage.
Yeah, you can dominate for sure. And it's based on like, especially if he's getting 1 or 2 sacks, that bar starts to build up. Like it's based on his gameplay. Yeah, man. Yeah, he becomes a monster. Yeah, Mo was doing that with me. That's how he beat me week 1. Fletcher Cox was just pushing my offensive lineman to the ground and running right at me. I'm like, wait a minute.
No time whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm IDing him and everything. He's still just pushing him out the way. I'm like,
you know he's having a field day because he's been using D-line since Madden 10.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Him, Bill, Doc. Them guys, man, this year that like I said before, I would tell you never use the defensive line.
Hey, it's a good thing Ronnie ain't still in the league, because when he used to have the Panthers and he used to get on K1 Short or somebody like that, Man.
This year, man, I would recommend if you're gonna use the lineman, go in that little practice. You know, like he said, you get to understand how the blue bar things work with the analog stick. Man, you'll be dominating.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different for sure. Ty, let's go. But
since we on, well, I want to get back to the tips of the show because definitely the thing that jumps out to me with Jersey Boy Don is his offensive innovation. He's like the Ed Coriel, I would say, of our league. So if we doing tips of the show, I would want to hear from him what tip he would have for somebody in terms of how to, what's a good way I can say this? What offensive tip could you give somebody to help them out in terms of people that are struggling on offense? Because as long as I've ever seen you in UG or here, you always had a top 3 offense at the least. Normally been number 1. So offensively, what tip would you give to people who struggle on offense?
Offense, a lot of things people do, and I even noticed it with my brother. When you pick a play, you gotta know that if the route that you expect to be open isn't open, the other route is going to be open, and you gotta know people's usage. Like I know people's users from like the first 3 plays of the game. I know what they want to do. So, say for example, I have Ridley on the corner route. I have Gurley on the angle route. I have Gage on the slant, and then Julio on the post. If I know you like to use your left outside linebacker, I'm gonna send Gage on the slant and then Julio, really on the corner to see which one you bite on, and I know the other route is going to be open. It's just you can't. A lot of people
low reads.
What'd you say?
So basically, kind of like mastering a high-low concept.
Yeah, it's like if somebody like to play safety, send that dude on the deep route to his side, and send somebody on a slant or a corner or something. It's bound to be open because you don't knock his usage out the equation.
Yeah,
somebody bound to be open.
Yeah, you're making the user choose. You're making the user choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if he chooses the deep,
even though users is slow this year, I still don't want to test users because them crazy one hand animations and all that. I'm not going to test them even though they slow. But I'm gonna just make sure I got another route open.
Okay.
So what tip would you offer up, Gates? Offensively or defensively?
On it, offense this year?
Well, offensively or defensively? Like what early on that you would offer up that you think could help folks?
Man, offensively, man, I would say play to your team's strength. Like for example, my team, the Redskins football team, right? They're not built to win right now, and I'm trying to force them to win right now. They're like a rebuild team, and I'm like trying to throw passes that I know Haskins probably can't make, and I'm starting to see that. Like, he can't hit the deep balls. He can't, he's just not ready to do those type of things. And I'm still trying to force him to do it. He can't do it. Or I just probably need to dink and dunk until he gets his abilities up and stuff like that. And on defense, I would say just do your job. I say it all the time. Just do your job. If your guy's gonna play a hook zone, understand how hook zones work, and then play that hook zone. Because once you move out of position, like I said, you commit to that other direction, you can forget it. Don't try to spin around. Don't try to loop back. You can just forget it. You're done. Like you're done. You're out to play. So I would say do your job on defense. Stay in your area. Be responsible for your area. And try not to overcommit. Once you commit, you're out to play. So, you?
I agree. On offense, something that's really been biting me in the ass is something you just said, and there are 2 things that are drastically different this year. And one is if you don't have a Russell Wilson type, like be really extra careful on throwing on the run, even on play actions, because unless your dude has really good accuracy on the run, it's difficult, man. It is very difficult to throw on the run. That's one. The biggest thing that's been biting me in the ass is that throw out of sack interception animation shit is real. Like it's almost to a point where it's hard because you got to get that timing down. But I would rather start telling people and myself as well, throw the ball out of bounds, man. We'll eat the sack. But like trying to, like you can get away with getting the ball off, but now that slight hit you're gonna get. I can't tell you how many interceptions I've thrown because I got hit at the last minute and I had a dude open and that shit went short right to a waiting linebacker sitting right there like, come on. In defense, it's really hard. My best tip would be going back to what you guys said with not being able to generate pressure. Really, 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 really try as hard as you can to disguise your coverages. There's too many smart dudes out there that's going to sit there and see at one high safety and only going to cover 3 and they're going to call some shit to attack it. Like, try to mix in your hybrid man zone coverages. Try to call weird off shit like cover 6 and cover 9 invert, and just try the best you can to not run routine straight up out the box. Let me go into coaching adjustment, pick cover 3. Let me look standard. Let me not man or baseline nobody. Let me just come out of that shell, because when you play people that know what they're doing, they're just going to eat all day on that shit.
Yeah. You're not lying.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
When you see man, right, you already know what beats man. You see, actually, all of us, when you see any coverage, you know what beats it, so you're going to go to that thing. And with the user not being as effective, like, I feel like you can just go up and down the field at ease. You have to throw elements of surprise in there, man. You got to pull a D lineman and put him in an odd place. You got to take your safeties and put them in the hard flats and put your linebackers in the curl flats. You got to try to confuse the opponent, man. In our league are too good to just come out with a straight up shell and rock. It's not going to work.
You know what else helps a lot too with this league is the mix up the play rules, right? Because say I see somebody in cover 2 one play, and then I see them in that same formation next play. 9 times out of 10, people will run cover 2, and then they'll run cover 2 man afterwards. So if I know you ran cover 2 the next play, and I see you lined up in the cover 2 formation, I know 9 times out of 10 it's not cover 2. So you can disguise the cover 2 with a cover 3, but most of the time it's never that. So if I see you run cover 2 and then I know you got to mix it up next play, it's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, man defense, I love seeing man defense. It's like you can't run. Nah.
Now it's funny. That's
just nah.
It's funny you say that because you had an issue last year with man defense, I believe, right?
You said I had an issue last year with man defense?
Mm-hmm. That's how skills beat you. Man pressed you a lot.
Yeah, last year, now you could get pressure last year. Like, he had people flying off the edge, just trashing me. Like, I'm barely getting time to throw. And it's like, he says, if you tell somebody you lost the Super Bowl because somebody's running pinch or something the whole game, like, if you ain't got, like, I'm pass heavy. So if you blitz me and I barely get 0.3 seconds to throw the ball, like, yo, you can say that's my weakness, but I promise you, I promise you, bro. If you step on that field against me and think you're going, look, this ain't UG, bro. This ain't bro. I got the Falcons, bro. If you step on that field with the no, bro. I ain't even about to say too much.
So still, we know you watching. He said in USFL, that man press ain't gonna work, man.
It's not gonna work, dude. It's not gonna work, man.
Ty, it's like halftime. It's second quarter, end of second quarter, end of the third quarter, man. Give me your I guess your reviews of the first and second quarter. Who you liking so far?
It's hard because, again, like, it's such a weird time of the year because the people you would expect, they've got bad teams, so they're struggling. Then, like Don said, there's people that are just playing lights out. The people that impressed me early on are the people I named. Don's have been impressive. Kurt hasn't said too much of anything. That's some on Saints for those who don't know, but Kurt's been super duper quiet, but you keep looking up, and the O hasn't gone, and he's playing, and he's just doing his thing. Skills, man. You know, Don said it earlier. He's played some beasts. He's pulled it out. He's figured out how to keep winning. Fear the Night's been impressive. I really like the fact that you crawled out of your hole, Gates, because it was looking bad early on. Cletus looked real bad early on. He righted the ship, so it's gonna be real interesting. Bill started out really hot, and so did Mo. They both kind of cooled off. But the ones that I've noticed that are coming on have been Don, you, Kurt, Saints, Cletus, Skills, Fear the Night, C-Dub. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else I'm missing that just has been kind of really like, whoa.
Yeah,
I think those are the ones that I've noticed so far. So now keep in mind, we're only 8 games in, and certain people started turning on. So I think a lot of stuff is still up in the air. Boom is starting to round it out. I mean, low key, we haven't talked about this, and we probably should. There's been a lot of trade activity here in the last couple of days that might have a lot to do with who wins what down the line.
Yeah.
Like I thought that trade, I called Boone today, and I said nobody said nothing. But that trade he made with Paya to get Amos and Gary, I'm like, for first and the third, I'm like, yo, like those are the two positions he uses. And I'm like, if Cletus would have made that trade, everybody would scream bloody murder. But he made that trade right under the radar. Nobody said shit. I'm like, that's a game changer.
What trade did he make? What trade did he make?
So he traded with Green Bay, and he got Adrian Amos from Green Bay at safety, and he got Rashawn Gary for a first and a third. But he uses primarily on a linebacker and safety, and those were the two positions he was weak at, and he solidified both of them. And I'm like, he did that shit right. And right before we went on the show, I see he got Carl Lawson from Cincy. And I'm like, low key, people don't realize in like a day he added Adrian Amos, Rashawn Gary, and Carl Lawson. That's a drastically different team now in defense.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny.
Yeah, that is a big difference. That is a big difference.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, Cletus made a few moves here. Like,
of course, he got most draft picks. We already knew that.
Highest stockpile draft picks. Hell, not saying it's the biggest deal, but me being able to get John Ross before my game, he went for 100 yards in his debut with me.
Yeah,
like
Jacksonville got a bunch of draft picks, low key.
I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of trades that nobody's speaking on. Fear the Night made some moves, and I'm like, yo, them deals might have a lot to do with how shit shakes down toward the back end.
Listen, man, I got me Ronald Jones II and Tariq Cohen.
You see what I'm saying?
Right, and Tariq Cohen.
I'm working on one now in the mix. I'm not going to speak too much on it, but if I can get
you better hurry up, brother, because in advance, man, that's the trade deadline, Don. So you better push whoever you're working with.
Yeah, for me, I mean, that you did bring us a valid point, man. It's been a lot of trades here in year one. Normally, year one, it's like it's hard to get a trade. Now everybody's like, yo, let's make it happen. Let's wheel and deal. You know, let's make it happen. And it's good, man. You know what it is too? There's a lot of guys. It's not like, you know, we say like the top tier guys only seem to trade amongst each other because nobody else wants to trade. It doesn't feel like that now. You know, everybody seems to kind of like be willing to wheel and deal and negotiate. So that has been interesting. I feel like Fear the Night has had a great year, man, so far. Mm-hmm. Jersey Boy Dime, you know, I expect you to have a certain level of success, because if not, then, you know, we're going to be on you. You know, so I feel like, you know, you're going to have a certain level of success. But Fear the Night, Bobby's really been working over the summer. He told me he's been grinding. Lately, he's really been grinding. He wants the respect on his name, so he's really been playing for it. Low key, Truck is having a good year.
Yes, I forgot to mention Truck.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he can still play consistent. And
I noticed that. I seen the Texans. They had some crazy record, and I was like, "Wait, hold on, who is the Texans?" 5-2. And then I seen it was Truck. I was like, "Oh man."
So yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, Set the Tone can make a run, man, and figure it out, because he's not that many games behind.
Were you
First
at Tony?
round? Did you just disrespect me?
Who?
What happened?
Who disrespected you?
Oh nah, he said I'm gonna be on your head if you don't get past the first round. I'm not gonna be in the first round. I'm not gonna be in the first round.
Okay, so he said he's not gonna be. He said he's gonna get the bye week because he's gonna dominate the NFC. So we'll see. I mean, that's a bold statement.
Yeah.
Let me see. Cardinals having a good year, of course. That's Kenny Dre's right on his heels at 5-2. C-Dub is having.
Hey, that's one other person I forgot to mention because he's been super quiet. The Niners. Dre's doing what Dre does. Dre's got one of the quietest, best records in the league. You haven't heard 2 words from that dude.
Kurt 6-1. He said nothing. There's a lot of guys on Kurt 6-1. He hasn't said much. Ticket 6-2. Rel is 4-3. Yeah, Rel is 4-3. John the Bullet is 500 at 4-4.
He missed some games, I think, because he kind of retired and then he came back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with John the Bullet. And then AFC East is looking strong, man. We got Don Joe at 5-3, Jets at 5-3 now, and Bills at 7-1, right? Something like that.
That's the division that I'm gonna have the most fun watching because, it's funny, right? Now, Skills, I know you in the chat, so maybe you can comment to this. You're a damn good player.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Okay, I love it. So my question is this, Skills. When Cletus gets a season or 2 under him to build that roster out, and Don Joe gets a season or 2 under him to build that roster out, say what you want to say about Creasy. He's a madman. He's going to send 8 million texts out in the chat. He's going to say a bunch of incoherent shit. He's going to steal a bunch of practice squad players. But say what you want, Creasy can build some teams. So my question, Skills, is when Creasy, Cletus, and Don Joe have a season or 2 under their belt to make some trades, draft, do you think that drastically changes the complexion? In other words, are you winning right now because you have one of the better teams in that division, or do you think you can maintain what you're doing irregardless of them dudes building? Skills.
I want to butt into that.
Go ahead.
Because, like I mentioned earlier, this man Cletus ran for 335 yards and 1 game on you. How do you? All right, listen. When Cletus get his team up there, look, I'm not even gonna say too much, but just know I'm watching stuff. You barely winning these games, but I'm watching.
So Jersey Boy Don, let's do this. Who wins that division this year?
With
AFC
Skills in them?
Yep. Who wins that division?
Skills right now. Who's gonna win that division?
So year 1, Skills wins the division?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. He says, I think the league will be very close, but I can also build a team as well. I built the Bucks last year very well. I
can vouch for the fact because I played Skills a bunch in the playoffs in the regular season, and that damn Bucks team wasn't no joke, especially that secondary. I think he had Jalen and Bunting Murphy, and I hated that damn squad. So and Scotty Miller, and so you can too, Skills. I definitely don't want you to think I'm taking away from you.
No,
I would say that right now, though, I would prefer your roster over anybody else's.
Yeah, Clear said he's lost all his games for a total of 13 points this season. So he joined that. Because of the respect he has for these guys. So we'll see, man. It's it'll be interesting. So we got so Jersey Boy Don says AFC East, Skills winning. Who wins AFC West? Jersey, who wins AFC West? Yeah.
Who's over there?
We got John the Bullet, the Raiders. Doc is the Broncos, and BL Brown is the Chiefs.
I'm gonna go. Isn't the Raiders Gringo? Isn't that Gringo?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's Ivan. Yeah, it is Ivan.
Yep.
Hey, Ivan is really competitive too. The market doesn't show it.
It's out of John the Bullet, and I'm gonna give it to the Raiders.
Okay. AFC North. We have Tick, Rel, Bill, and Prime.
Tick.
AFC South, Truck, T. Will. I think Q Mills is the Jacksonville, and set the tone as the Colts.
Sure.
Okay. We got NFC East. Me, Todd, your brother, and Mundo.
The thing with you, like that team, it depends on your schedule. Like that team, it got a lot to work on. Like, and then my brother, he too inconsistent. Like, and then like Ty, like
I'm out of that shit, bro.
I feel like
yeah,
I feel like you got off to a bad start.
I got too much other shit going on.
He got
I'm bad. The team's bad. I'm not even in it. And Mundo hasn't figured his footing out. It's between Gates and Mo. But Don, you said something earlier that I've always said about Mo. I think Mo is so good, and I never think he gets the respect he deserves. But Mo has a penchant to be consistent, and that kills him. And I think with Gates getting his footing right now and figuring out what he has and doesn't have and being right back in it, even though Mo got up to a hot start, I think Mo's going to have to really, really be lights out to win it. I would say Gates out the gate. I got to go with Gates. I'm not in it. Mundo's not in it. But Mo got to figure out what he was doing when he was 3 or 4-0 and get back to that.
Yeah. Then we have
I'm a swing it to my brother, man. I seen my brother. I watched that game when he put that work on you, man. Like he was doing everything right.
Yeah, like, he texted me like, "Yo, that's the first time I ever beat you." I was like, "Listen, man, enjoy it. You earned it." You know what I'm saying? He earned it.
Yeah.
I came in there. I told Ty I felt like Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas, man. I was just doing everything with training.
But then the flip side, Mo played a day ago. It took a Hail Mary. This should have never happened. Zach Ertz, 35 yards downfield with 3 Giants on him, but Ertz jumped up and mossed the whole squad and mushed them all down to win that game.
Yeah, he did that to me. He did that to me when I was like, what?
Yeah, I didn't even peep that game. But I feel like
I'm not surprised because me and Mo were playing each other for so long, Don. It's like you and him. Like, okay, I'm gonna tell you the same thing. I said this earlier about Boom. Mo's another one. Mm-hmm. Okay, I played Mo so long. I'm gonna tell you what Mo's about. I always say this: Mo's gonna run single back jumbo all game 1-3-1. He's gonna try to run when the advantage favors him. He's gonna pass from time to time. On defense, he's playing cover 3 match or cover 3 all game long. You know what he's gonna do, and damn it, it's gonna be an ugly, low-scoring affair that's going to come down to the last minute, and he just always figures out a way to come out on top, and it sucks because it's like, how's he winning this game? I don't get it. What am I missing? That's why I said the same thing about Boone. I'm like, don't let the fact that you don't see a bunch of flashy shit happen and fool you. That dude's going to be there at the end. The next thing you know, it's like, oh, shit.
Right. So
another thing, I think. What's up?
Go ahead. Say what you gonna say.
I was gonna say I always tell him. I think if he learned how to use the linebacker or safety, it would significantly improve his gameplay by far. Like he just don't want to. Like
you're so right. Because he didn't get one sack on me in our game, and it's because I knew he was gonna Fletcher Cox me to death. I just got the ball out real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously it's just a matter of manipulating his coverages at that point. So you just take the open matchup, but you absolutely right.
Yeah, he has potential. He has a huge potential upside. It's just, like you said, just the consistency. Can he be consistent or not? Do you win your division jersey, or does Kirk, sneak one in?
Good deal. Hey, don't count Boone out.
It's 4. Yeah, it's 4-4. He
Yeah.
lost 4 straight though. He lost 4 straight. So.
All right.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I still think Boone is gonna make playoffs, but I don't see myself getting 4 losses. Like I just don't see it happening. As far as Saints, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what he can do. Like I haven't really watched any of his games yet, but I for sure know he's balling. Like I'm not gonna 100% knock him out, but I feel like I need to start watching some of his games to see what he's capable of. But I still give myself that division. Like I'm too comfortable. Like I don't see myself losing that spot.
Okay, that's a good way to put it. Who you think, Ty? Who you get that division to?
Damn it. That's such a hard division because Boone is right there and he made the addition and he's getting comfortable. Don has been an offensive mastermind and he always has been. So it's like that dude's going to put up points and it's an offensive game. So to me, I want to favor Don. Saints is the wild card because Kirk plays a lot like Boone. It's not flashy. He prefers to run. He's defensive minded. He prefers to muddy up the game, but he's smart. And at the end of the day, defense isn't as dominant this year. So it's like, but Kurt is smart and he adjusts well. So it's like, oh man, I can't call that one. But if I had a gun to my head, I gotta give right now the edge to Don.
Okay. I mean, he's the man right now until he's dethroned. I know Boone. They said Boone has lost a couple of them. Boone has been hit with the injury bug. A lot of people have been hit with this injury bug. My God,
McCaffrey maybe one game so far this whole season combined.
Yeah, sure. So he's been hit with that, along with that team rebuild. He's trying to make it happen with 84 power Teddy Bridgewater. So
yeah,
until he can figure that behind him, I gotta go Saints or Jersey Boy Don, and I think Jersey Boy Don beats Kurt twice this year, and he gives him the edge. So.
Hey, Don, have you played Saints yet? Obviously, if you said you haven't watched them play, y'all haven't played yet. I like that. I win games. Defense wins games.
Only time I played Saints was last year.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a game.
Whoa. I have one of the top defenses in the league too. Like that's
okay. I mean, Jersey. I mean, you talking that talk, man. There was a guy last year. I don't know if you heard of him. His name was Skills. You sound very, very like this guy. He was talking a lot of talk. I mean, he made it to a couple of Super Bowls and came out with a long plane ride home. So I just don't want that same misfortune to happen to you. Hence he's out. Hence he's now been quiet, though, right? I mean, like you said, he's not saying nothing no more. He's just trying to win. And I'm starting to see that same pattern, sir. So, we're gonna be looking for you. See what you saying. So
I think I've heard of him.
Okay.
So since you compared Skills to Don, here's what I will say. People might think I'm against people pounding their chest and beating their chest. Hey, I get it. Like, we're all alphas here, and it's fun to compete. The one thing I'll say about both of them, they can both ball. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes putting extra pressure on yourself doesn't help your cause, but both of them are more than solid. They back it up the majority of the time. It's just, people are going to be looking for you when you lose. So for me personally, it's like I prefer to be more low-key and just do my thing, but I'll give both of them the credit of they talk that talk, but they walk that shit most of the time too. I agree with that.
Yeah, it comes with it. It's the gift and the curse, right? It comes with it. There's a time, like I told Skills and Dre too, right? There was a time where, like, right now you're Batman, right? Like everything's going right, everybody loves you and all that, and then it gets to a certain point, it feels like it switches over, and then you become Batman also became the villain, right? It's like
that line, if you live long enough, you get to see something.
Right? So right now, he's the Batman. He's not the Dark Knight yet, So do your thing, man. Enjoy it, because there will be a time. I'm telling you. Maybe it might not be year 1, but by like year 4, we'll see if you become the Dark Knight. You'll be like, man. So we'll see. And again, we have the same conversations, and it feels like, that deja vu. I just, I know what path you're walking because Ty used to get on me all the time about it. Same thing. Ty used to say that same thing to me. Like, yo, you talk a lot of shit. You got to back it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. And you got to take everything that comes with it. You got to take everything that comes with it. Everything that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get, like myself, boom, certain guys, Candy. We don't get that. We don't get that 3-year grace period to rebuild and all that. We got to come out and win like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to happen now.
Mm-hmm.
So, just interesting perspective. Tom, who wins NFC West? Candyman or Boone? I mean, Candyman or Dre?
I'm gonna say Dre for the simple fact that Candy even said on the last show he doesn't have the team he wants yet, and he's trying to figure out the game. And I think Candy's he's been solid, but I think he's going through the same thing you're going through, and that's in terms of trying to mold his gameplay to that team. And I don't think he has the personnel yet. And I think Dre's in a nice groove. He gets in and gets out. He's kind of been able to carry over what he did from last year this year. So I would say out the gate, I think it's Dre's division to lose. Kenny's always going to compete irregardless, like he's that good a player. But I just think right now, Dre has the team and his schemes are ironed out pretty good. I think he's looking good.
Yeah. I feel like it's Mo's division until I figure it out. I haven't figured it out yet. I mean, I was playing Moondog when I was down like 17-3, quick. I was like, I can't keep fighting back every game like this. This is going to be a long game. So I feel like he has to, it's his division.
What do you say about the West?
NFC West?
The question you just asked me.
I can't go against my guy, man. I mean, Candyman, I can't. Dre is good. I think Dre can do it. But it's hard for me personally to go against him because I know what he can do. He'll always figure out a way to figure it out.
Yeah, but again, like I was saying earlier, I don't think it's about necessarily the individual player this early. I think that the rosters and the talent has a lot to do with what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dre's a damn good player too, and you give him that talent on that roster.
Mm-hmm. But Candy has the piece that he's been waiting for like 2 Mads, though. That mobile quarterback.
But he's also trying to figure everything out and how to use mobile quarterback and how to make that work. And he also doesn't have the defense set the way he wants, doesn't have the running back, he doesn't have the whole line yet. So there's a lot of things that maybe 2 or 3 seasons down the line, when he has all of that, forget it. But right now, I think he's trying to. He's got that piece, but he's missing other pieces. And I think Dre's solid all across the board between his scheme and his team. What do you think, Don?
I mean, I'm gonna give that one to Jerry. I've been watching Jerry for a little bit now in a couple of his games, and his scheme, that, like you said, that I feel like that team is perfect for his scheme. Like, he's been doing whatever he wants. Like, and he got amazing defense. Like, and Candy, he's nice. Like, Candy gonna be right there. It's gonna be a dogfight, but I'm gonna have to give it to Jerry.
Okay. Listen, I like it.
I feel like we missed a division or 2. Did we?
We can go, let me see, AFC East. We said.
No, we got everybody then.
We got everybody, yeah. Well, it's that time of the show that everybody, get it together list, man. This is it. This is where the controversy starts.
First of all, I'm not telling anybody to get it together because I stink. So I don't have room to tell anybody to get shit together. But once I can actually start playing between my knee and work and other shit going on, and I can start playing, I have a lot of optimism. I'm gonna be where I need to be. But for right now, y'all can bypass me. I'm gonna put my own self on the list. I can't talk about nobody else. It's all about me right now. So I'll let y'all 2 have that one.
Jersey boy Don, you go first.
I'm not just saying this because you on the show, but Ty, I don't know if you remember or not, but we played the game.
Hey, I'll take it.
We played the game.
I'll take it.
Nah. Look. Nah, me and him played the game one time, right? And Ty, like, he took it to me off the rip. Like, he got a big lead. Like, I forget how much you was up by, but you got a big lead on me.
It was USFL too. It wasn't UG. It was USFL.
Yeah, it was USFL. You got a big lead on me, and I did not know what to do against you. Like, I was like, yo, this dude, he coming out the rip. He shut me down on offense. He pounding a rock, and he got up big. And your decision making just cost you. Like, I don't know what made you decide to just start throwing the ball instead of just kept running the rock down my throat. But like, I seen you can ball. Like, it surprised me, and I was glad I didn't have to play you again. It's if you can turn back into that dude that I played against, I feel like it's gonna be a hard time stopping you. Like, I still never forget that. Like, you was killing me. I don't know what made you switch up your game plan halfway through the game, but you gotta get it together.
I'm gonna answer that question because it ties into everything we was talking about. I remember that game specifically. I'm gonna tell you what happened, and it's what we talked about during the show. You started disguising your coverages, and even though I was gashing you on the run, when you was coming out of your shells, the way you was pinching your line, moving linebackers, bringing safeties down, it appeared to me on my side like you had them gaps shut down. So, and I know you're a smart player when it comes to making adjustments. So I felt like I went to that well and it was successful, but I felt like I adjusted. So I didn't feel like that was something I could do. And I felt like I know how prolific your offense is. So I had to figure out ways to keep moving the ball. And even though I had success, remember how I told you early in the playoffs, you shouldn't abandon what you do. You're outthinking yourself. I thought myself in that game. I said, man, this dude's been getting gashed. He's making adjustments. That run's not going to be there. I got to try to do something else. But, brother, he was on my head. So that's what happened. So the reason I bring it up is the same things I told you and we talked about in the show, I didn't do. And that's why I lost. And that's why I told you, don't make that same mistake. Play your game. If you throw for 500 yards a game and 5 touchdowns and you air it out, I don't care who you playing, do that same thing.
Yeah.
That game you played is an example. I was clearly dominant, but I allowed you. Remember how I talked earlier about disguising coverages? You started disguising coverages. It threw me off, and I didn't feel like I could eat no more. So I started trying to force the ball to do things I don't do, and I lost. That's what happens. That's why I said you got to do you and disguise your coverages. That's exactly why I said that.
Okay. So it's funny, Ty, man. You just said
that's one game I'll never forget. It was an amazing comeback on my end.
You said was it an amazing comeback on your end?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean you earned it. If you come back when you earned it, ain't like he gave it to you. Trust me, he ain't gonna give it to you.
I said yeah, it was an amazing comeback on my end.
He's not gonna give it to you. It's for me. Let me see.
I don't know what happened to him. Like,
who do I want to get it together? To be honest, man, if the playoffs were to start today, if the playoffs were to start right now, myself and Boone would not be in the playoffs. I think me and him need to get it together. I don't even like being on the bubble. If we look at that and it says, well, me and him are on the bubble, and that's a tough conversation we don't probably want to have with each other. I'm not making the playoffs. So I'll put myself on there. I'll put Boone on there. And I really want to set the tone to get it together, man. Like, he used to say last season, like, oh, Gates, if you wasn't around, I'd probably be winning this division. Now I ain't around, and he's still 1-5. So, come on, I ain't saying you got to get it together, but you got to get it together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. You got to figure it out, man. Other than that, man, it's still a lot of football. I think it's very early. And, it's the first half of the season. Second quarter is halftime. We're going to the third quarter, next 3 set of games in the last 4 sets. So a lot of it can really turn around for people. So that's why I would put it on the get it together list. Let me check the comments here, see if
because there were a lot of comments.
Yeah, so many comments, man.
Everybody beginning, that dude was just coming.
Yeah, for sure. Like, he said I think we went through that comment. I've been trying to throw them up as they were coming on here. I don't see no questions. And we lost Jersey Boy Don.
I will comment on one thing Skill said to me earlier in the beginning, because I put a lot of work in. He said, "Who's that?" It was either Skills or Don Joe. I think it was
that skinny guy on the right.
Right. Hey, listen, fellas. One of the reasons that my knee is obliterated right now is because I went all in. So I am happy to say that beginning of this pandemic, into Madden, I was sitting there 260 plus, and I'm down to 215 right now and lost about almost 50 pounds. So a lot of hard work, brother, but I appreciate you noticing it, man. I've been on the grind. That's one of the reasons, too, why I said I haven't been able to focus on this, because I've been really into my gym shit. Like, I'm getting skinny all up in here. But now it's time to go everything up. I had to shed all that fat, though.
Yeah. Yeah, you do look slim, man. You do look slim, for sure.
Yeah, hey, man, we ain't getting no younger, brother.
Yeah, I understand.
Pandemic had me reprioritize and shuffle some things and get my shit straight.
Yeah, I understand. I think that's pretty much everything we covered. Pretty much everything. We're at 100, an hour and 20 minutes here.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah, we lost our guest. Is there any last plays of the game? Anything you feel like we need to cover before?
I will say this. I've always loved our league, and that's why, I thought I might not be able to play, and I'm struggling with certain things to be able to create the time to play. I stick around because there's some good brothers in this league. Yourself and others that I communicate with outside the league, and even everybody that I may not necessarily communicate with all the time. I really like what we have here, and I know it's been a little different, and I know some people. It seems like there's a lackadaisical vibe in the air. I don't know that all of the excitement is there the way it normally is, but let's just stick with it, everybody. Let's get through season 1. Let's get through a draft. Let's give people a chance to build their teams. Let's try to get back into this thing, myself included, and just create a good vibe and a good playing atmosphere, man. There's a lot of good players. A lot of people have opportunity to do some good things, and let's just keep what we have going. I guess it may sound corny, but that's
no. You know what's funny you say that? I think we need to hold ourselves accountable because I think the show brings a certain level of competitiveness, and people have been asking for it, and we kind of haven't been able to link up and make it happen. So it's kind of that, like, yo, where's the show at? Where's the show at? We don't really come with the show. They go, where's the show at? Where's the show at? And they're like, we ain't do it. So. Because like I said, people been on my heels, man. Like, yo, we need the show. Like, it's not. We need that. Sometimes just that, like I said, as soon as the show started, you went right in. Like, yo, I gotta ask some questions. As soon as the intro started, you like jumped on Jersey Boy. Jersey Boy throws out shots. Skills jumps in. People I guess they feel like they need that. Just that level of a little bit of turmoil, that little bit of like you say, we're all alpha, so that little bit of just testosterone being tossed around.
You right, brother, and I feel like I used to always, man, Gates didn't want to hook it up, but I feel like it's a lot more accessible of late than I have. So I'm going to do a better job on my end of being more accessible, because I feel like lately, like for months now, you've been the one that's more accessible. You've been the one saying, "Hey, what's up?" And I've been the blah 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 blah. You're right. I'm gonna do a better job on my end.
My thing is, like, I don't want to ever just want. Like that one time I jumped on, popped on, you're like, "Whoa, wait a minute, it's a show? I ain't even get a call." I'm at work and I ain't even get an invite. I just see the notifications come up. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to ever be like that, just because I feel the pressure of everybody. Like, yeah, we need the show. We need one. You know what I'm saying? So
no, it was. I get it, and you know what? The show was bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? If it's beneficial for the league and people need it, and I can't be accessible, and you have a guest lined up and you can knock it out, brother, that's what it is. Show's bigger than me.
Yeah, shit, it feel like it's bigger than me.
Well, exactly what you said. It's about the league. The league feeds off of it. It provides good chat material. It provides motivation. It provides insight and tips and all kinds of stuff. So I know we're both very busy, and I know we have a lot of things going on, but we can always figure out if we want to be dedicated to this, which we both are, and say, hey, man, like, what works for you, brother? I can ship some things around and make this happen. So good call on there, and you're absolutely right, man.
Yeah, for sure. I think the last thing for me is I don't want people to think like just because we didn't mention you on this show or any show doesn't mean like you're discounted or discredited. You turn it around, man. It's so much football left to turn it around. Like I mean, we're only in year one, and like me and Boone talked about it. Like imagine, like Ty, imagine we play 6 seasons, right? That means we play each other at least 12 times, not even counting the playoffs. So yeah, like you might have a terrible year one, but that don't go for year 2, 3, 4, 5. We play 5 or 6 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like next season.
Hey, man, I have a funny question for you about that. Hey man, that game that I said where I missed us hooking up, and I said, hey man, I'll Fair Civic. Did you want to play the computer? Because I got the hell beat out of me, man.
Nah, I didn't play that game at all.
Man, the computer beat the dog shit out of me. It was 52-10. I'm like, no shit, the Gates jump on to play my CPU because we got the hell beat out of us.
Nah, I didn't jump on that at all. I think I didn't play that game at all. And I think somebody got hurt, but they came back. Yeah, I was like, oh man.
And I said that more jokingly because I'm like, damn, the computer, somebody beat the hell out of me.
Yeah, it's all good, Jersey.
No worries, Don. Hey, Don, you was a good guest, brother. No worries about the lagging out, man. Like, you got your points across, and it was a good show, man. And you know what, man? I know I've talked about this before with him. I want to get your guy on because I feel like his name inevitably is going to come up at some point in time during the show. Next show, I want to set the tone on.
I'm trying to set the tone on. I'm trying to get Chuck on, man. Them guys just will not get on.
There's so many, like, there's a lot of people that haven't yet been on this show.
You know who I really want on here? I want Pio on here. I want Pio on here. I want him on here one time.
I gave up on that. I would like it, but I just gave up on that, bro. Like you ragdoll that dude for an entire year.
He still didn't get on.
Yeah. So I mean, there's just a bunch of people that have been in this league a long time. I don't think Doc's ever been on the show. Moondog.
Can't get Doc. Can't get Doc on the show.
We haven't had Mo in the furry chair. He hasn't even had his show on in a minute. John the Bullet. I think we had John on one time, though.
We had John the Bullet. Yep, we had John the Bullet.
Q Mill, the Jags, never been on. I mean,
he's new.
We never have Bobby Fear the Night on a dub.
We had.
I don't think Fear the Night was.
We had him on. We had Fear the Night. We had Fear the Night because he was at Skill's house. Hence, that's how he got on the show.
But there's a lot of people we could pop on here, man. Like just shake it up and do some different things, man. And you know,
for sure. A Paya, a Moondog, Set the Tone, Truck. I like to get Rel on here, maybe Prime on here.
Yeah. Yes.
I want to hear from T. Will, man. He sat out the whole season last year.
Yes.
How does it feel to be back?
Get commission on Bill Lynn.
Yeah.
With the double I. Where you at?
Yeah, we gotta get Bill on here. It's all we always gotta get the commission on here one at a time.
Yeah.
Sure. So yeah, I mean the line is open, man. The line is open. We never turn nobody down. You know, so we never turn nobody down. So Jersey Boy Don was on here. I mean, we would love to have the camera on though. You called him out on his camera.
I'll take the audio over nothing. At least he was on and we got his take and his perspective. So it was all in over this show, brother. I appreciate everything coming together so quickly for us to put it out there and give everybody something to help Kurt. Kurt has been on this show forever.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yo, you know, before we go, you know, I want to talk about. I don't know if you noticed the damn drop balls, man.
Yes. See, now I seen in the chat. Well, and I seen with the patch that a patch came out, maybe not this last patch, the patch before to address the drop balls. And I said it jokingly. I literally thought my receivers just sucked. I'm like, okay, well, I'm running a bunch of young kids out there like Damian Ratley and people like that. But Golden Tate, who's got 90, I'm like, what the hell is going on? I thought it was me. I thought it was just my team sucking, and I didn't know it was this widespread a problem.
Man, it could be something like 3rd and 3, and he's wide open on a drag, and he just hits his hands and drops it. I'm like, oh, like what? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It's a love-hate so far with this Madden, man. And I think we're coming to a point, like, you know how we always say, like, Mutt controls a lot of it? It really feels like that now. Like, it really feels like Mutt controls a lot of the gameplay.
I'll tell you what else I think is just a big-ass problem. But, see, it's hard for me because I have a bad team to determine if it's my team or if it's the game. The drop balls was one, but now from everybody's comments, including yours, I know it wasn't just me. Man, the injuries seem to be out of control. I don't know if it's just me. I swear I lose 2 dudes a game. And I'm not talking about like they get injured for play 2 and they return. I'm talking about I'm losing dudes for weeks and weeks on end. Every game.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on. And the other thing that I'm seeing too that's just abysmal, that's just like that is I wish they had a stat. I have to easily be, and it's not even close, the most penalized team in the league. I get called for everything all the time. But I said, well, I have a bad team. Like I feel like I average at least three pass interferences a game. At least. I get pass interference.
Yeah, when the Bucks threw it in the first quarter towards the end zone and dude grabbed Mike Evans, I just bust out laughing, yo. Because I know you were thinking, here we go. I'm always getting penalized. It was like, yeah.
And I'm not running my guy into him. Right. I'm not doing anything aggressive. I'm just in the vicinity.
Yeah.
I'm just standing there. Yeah. I get stuck in these animations, and it's like pass interference. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, I see that was cracked. I'm laughing. I seen that. Then his guy got injured, and your guy got injured on the same play. I was like, he can't get right. He just can't get right.
And that's every game for me. And I'm like, man, like to the point, you know how something happens so much that you ain't even mad no more. You just like it's old hat.
So,
but I don't know if that's just me or that's the gameplay.
So can I ask you this?
Yeah.
When do you say enough is enough and it's time for you to take your skills elsewhere? Or do you retire before you leave New York?
That's a good question. I'm not adverse to going somewhere else, but I feel like that would be a last. I'm a Giants fan, diehard. So I understand that, like, especially because the Giants haven't been good in about 6-7 years, there's always going to be an initial struggle early. Like I was talking to this about Boom. Last year was real hard for me because I wasn't used to struggling. This year, one, I have a lot of stuff going on outside the league, but secondarily, because I went through it last year, I understand that that's what this is going to be this season. So what I'm trying to do, and that's a tip I would give people, and I've said this on previous owners' boxes, all doesn't have to be lost because things aren't going your way. You have to actually get your head in the mindset of real GMing, right? We all want to field competitive teams, and we all want to compete for a Super Bowl every year in Madden and in the real NFL. But some years, it's just not meant to be. But just because you're not going to go where you want to go doesn't mean you throw everything away. You play your young boys. You test your schemes out. You try different packages. You try different things. You shake up your roster. You need to be making decisions now that are going to affect Madden's seasons, 4 and 5 seasons down the line. Don't just go through the motions and play games and get your head kicked in. If you're going to get a high draft pick, start using your scouting points wisely. Where are you weak on your team? What do you need? What are your problems?
Yeah.
So these are all the things that I'm doing right now.
Yeah. I mean, the team is not built, like I said earlier in the show, it's not built to win now. They're not going to win now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through it right now. It's like, and people say, Mark, you got such a young, all these young guys or whatever. But that don't mean they fit my scheme. You see what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
My scheme. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a certain scheme. I have a certain set of requirements. I always say, like, I need, you got to have this guy, got to have this, and this to play on my team. Like, you just can't be, it's just like, me and you used to just draft young and dumb, right? Like, it was young, dumb, and fast. Al Davis, right? Just real Al Davis style. But that don't seem like this. I need a little bit more than that now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to just be a little bit more than fast now. You got to have a little bit more awareness, a little bit more play rec, right? So I can't use it everybody. So
Well, yeah.
They're not. What'd you say?
While I pack it in, I'm passionate about my team and I'm also confident in my skills. So I know even though it might be a tough rebuild initially, I don't feel the need to necessarily ever leave because I know what pieces I need to get. I just got to go out and get them. So really, even if I was on a better team right now, my time to play the game or my skills right now at this moment and my scheme is not that good that if I was on a really good team, I would be a really prominent threat anyway. So what difference does it make?
Do you think you have more better? You think like where you don't have the time and you don't have the time and really your scheme figured out? How you said earlier, the teams year 1 and 2, the overall team kind of has a better advantage. You think you can hide that in that?
Oh, I think I'd have better results, but I don't know that I would be sitting here in the undefeated conversation.
No.
I'm pretty sure I would be better off than what I'm doing now, but like I don't think that I would be the one you got to worry about right now, regardless of the team I was on. That's just keeping it real.
I just don't want to get to a point where you become insane with the Giants, man.
No, and you're right. I'm hoping as we get closer to the holidays, season 2, in and around the Thanksgiving area, enough things in my life have calmed down to where I can really start. Okay, let's go back to putting in an hour or 2 on the game, and let's really start ironing some things out. And I can do some things at that point in time. So right now, I'm trying to use this time to get ready for that time. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I mean, real life over Madden any day. It'd be interesting to see, man. It'd be very interesting to see how everything plays out. And as these patches keep coming out, new patches. Because every time we get settled in and get something new, we get a new patch. We got to kind of like adjust to that new patch. So this is going to be one of them years, man.
I'm going to tell you how you know it's not your year. When you have your star draft pick, for me, it's Andrew Thomas, the lineman, and he's hitting dev. So ask me why he's at like 400-something snaps, close to finally having his dev revealed, and he gets a torn labrum in the game I played today, and now the dude's out for 5, 6 games, whatever the hell, 7 games. Now I gotta wonder if I'm even gonna be able to see what his dev is. That's been the type of season it is for me. It just is what it is, man. You just gotta. If rape is inevitable, man, you might as well sit back and enjoy it, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, let me start scouting people now.
So you know, I don't want us to be to the point where the young guys are licking their chops when they see us on their schedule. You know what I'm saying? Like, when do we get to that? Do we get up out of here by that time where the guys like a Jersey boy down in C-Dub and I'm like, oh, we got Ty and Gates. We about to score 60 on them.
Listen, I had that thought. Initially, when the season started, I said I wasn't going to play because I feel like this. I'm not allowed the same leniency other people are allowed. Mm-hmm. So people hear me saying I have a lot of external issues outside the game. But as far as people are concerned, if I'm on the field, I play ball. A loss is a loss for me. It's not like, okay, well, we're going to give him a pardon because his knee contraction, he's going through all these things. It's Ty lost. Ty's this record. So I felt like every time I go out right now and play, I'm tarnishing the brand. So I just wanted to retire and just not have scrutiny. But that's my ego.
Yeah. No.
That's my ego. That's my pride. That's my, oh, man. And I had to man up and say, listen, dude, you know what you're going through. Doesn't matter what nobody else says or thinks or the district. None of that matters. You know why what's happening is happening. Mm-hmm. Just stick to the process. Trust the process. Get your shit right. Keep your mouth shut, Ty, and come back in the later seasons and do what you do.
Yeah, you know what's so funny? You go. I say, Ty, get it together. Let's you go. I'm out. Don't put me on the list. I'm been terrible. I got all that stuff going on. Jersey boy down. Who you putting on the list? Well, Ty, you know.
But you know what? But see, no, and you right. But see,
but it's just funny. You just said you don't get the lead. You don't get the party, right? And he goes, "Yo, I'm out. I'm having a terrible year. I got too much life going on. Don't put me on the list. I'm out. I ain't even gonna comment. Who you gonna put on the list? Yo, Ty.
You know what though? It's like you said, and we even told, you know what? with that name comes that rep.
Yeah.
In fairness to everybody, if I'm suiting up and I'm showing up on the field, then I got to take what comes with that, good or bad. If I don't want to take it, then I need to walk away. Like you just said, when does that point come? And it almost came for me. But I said, you know what? A lot of people hit me up behind the scenes, and I said, you know what, man? I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to get my head kicked in, but I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah. No, it was just funny because I'm thinking, the man bowed out. He out. It is like, he still got full back. Like, again, yo, we don't get that. We don't get that chill. We don't get that chill. No, we don't get that chill at all. Yo, like, yo, I could, yo, I told you, I went 0-1, Mo beat me. 0-2, Candy blew me out. 0-3, Tick Sim. I'm like, bro, if I lose one more game, I'm done. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm on everybody's list. You know, they add me in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I get no chill. You know, I get no chill. It's just funny to see, yo, to watch you just say the same thing back out of the conversation. And they're like, nah, before you go to me, let me bring you back on in this conversation. Like, yo.
Hey, what was that old mob movie? Every time I get out, they pull me back in.
Yeah.
Nah, wasn't no disrespect. Nah, I didn't take it that way because, like I said, Don, you know what? You actually came from a good place. Talk, and I respected what you were saying. You were saying, you know what I'm capable of. So to see what I'm doing now, I get it, and I didn't feel no way about it. Like,
no, it's just we laugh and talk about it all the time.
I'm playing.
Yeah.
I'm fair game.
Yeah, no, we just laugh. We laugh and talk about it.
Critique anybody's game at this point in time when I'm arguably one of the worst in the league. So who the hell am I at this point in time to tell somebody else what they need to improve on or what they can do better? I need the help. I need the tip. So that's why I said I'm out. Yeah. I wasn't trying to get it past. It's just I'm just really not in a position to critique anything anybody's doing. I need all of this I can get.
Right. No, you know, we talk about, you know, we always talk about offline and on the phone, like, yo, you know, we don't get to chill. And just to see it, even in live, you know what I'm saying? Because we always talk about it, like, yo, again, even in real time, we still get to chill. It's you know, it's the gift and the curse, man. It comes with sitting in these seats, being on these cameras. We can't, like you said, we gotta perform and we gotta still be able to talk our talk. It just comes with it, man. It just comes with it. I can't go 0-4, 0-5, 1-7. And be up here like, yo, they not gonna have it. I bet you get everybody on the show then. Let us both go and something crazy. I bet you everybody want to be on the show then. I bet you.
Low key, man, I got a few. I ain't doing the loans boxes because y'all suck right now, type of thing. This is what you was 500 below 500. I'm below 500. Yeah, we ain't got no loans box now, huh? Because y'all ain't shit. It was said much better than that, but that was the gist of it. Yeah, I know I'm in the host box because y'all ain't shit right now.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yo, I'm undefeated now. There's no owners boxes. That's what I was hearing. Oh, now I'm undefeated. Ain't no owners box.
One thing I hope I showed everybody, and I'm using myself as an example. I'm accountable 100% of the time. I don't just sit there and say what I say, but I'm above reproach. Hey, the shit applies to me too. If I ain't getting it done, I ain't getting it done.
Yeah, I feel terrible. Yeah, my game is terrible right now. I'm going in here winging it, man. I'm just winging it, trying to figure it out. I got no playbook.
I got you, bro. I'm you.
There's people like, yo, we head up. Let's play as 9. I'm like, okay, let's just play at 9. Like I'm just jumping on, trying to figure it out. So, we'll see. You know, but nah, man, I appreciate you taking out the time. Jersey boy Don jumping on the show, man. I'm done, man. I have, I feel like it was another great episode. Let's try to get one. What's today? Tuesday, maybe this weekend, if possible.
Let's try to see if we can sync something up for the weekend. I know Saturdays used to be when we almost always was able to come together and do something. Maybe we can shoot for them. Okay.
All right, I'm with that. We can make that. I'm gonna see if I can get another guest on here or something like that. Somebody new who hasn't been on here. So, all right, man. I don't have anything. You have anything? Any last words?
Sir.
All right, cool. Well, this is Gates. This is Ty. Let me put the regular banner back up here. Get up out of here. Yep. So Gates and Ty, we both signing out. Appreciate everybody watching, man. Another Owner's Box. We're out of here.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
You too, man.
Glade.